Hello, I'm going to show you how to paint this Christmas design of bells and holly in watercolour. It's easy to do even if you're a beginner. I'm going to take you through it step by step, starting with the drawing. And you don't even have to be good at drawing because you can download the outline drawing from my website, and the details are in the description below. I'm going to apply some masking fluid to preserve any areas that are going to remain white. And you can apply masking fluid using an old brush or a dip pen, or you can use both, the brush for larger marks and the dip pen for finer lines. I'm drawing lines of masking fluid down the central vein of each of the leaves and little dots on the berries to create little white highlights. I'm also adding a few little highlights just on some of the edges of the leaves, just inside the pencil line, and on the bell, just on the rim and on the little clangers on the inside, just again to create just a small highlight. Now I'm using a brush just to create a couple of just broader highlights on the body of each of the bells and a line at the top for the string. Leave it to dry. The masking fluid has to be completely dry before you start painting. I'm going to start by mixing 4 shades of green. The first is very light green. This one's called vivid green. Then I'm taking that same vivid green and mixing in a little turquoise, and then some lemon yellow with that turquoise to make a slightly darker green. Then lemon yellow and ultramarine, which makes the darkest shade. So that's the holly leaves nearly finished, and you can see that the colour has been built up from light to dark. So with the leaves done, now it's time to paint the bells. I'm using lemon yellow as the base shade for the first bell, painting over the masking fluid, which will be removed later, and then a bit of cadmium yellow just down the sides, and this creates a nice rounded shape. I'm cleaning off a little area of the palette to mix a shadow colour made from burnt sienna and ultramarine blue. And I'm going to use this for the inside of the bell, watering it down slightly to create paler areas. For the second bell, I'm going to use blue, in this case cobalt blue, and I'm painting the whole of the outside of the bell, and then I'm going to dip my brush in clean water and use it just to wash off a little bit of the paint above where the masking fluid is to create a highlight. For the third bell, I'm going to use permanent rose, which is a lovely pinky red, and again I'm painting just the whole of the outside of the bell, and then using a little bit of clean water just to wash off the paint and create a lighter highlight. Now I'm going to use the dark colour that I mixed up earlier, which is a neutral shade, just to create some shadows where one bell overlaps the other. Mix up more paint as needed using burnt sienna and ultramarine as before, and water it down to create lighter areas. So now I'm mixing a couple more greens and I'm going to paint the branches. These aren't part of the initial drawing, they're just added freehand, just all around, just to add a bit more texture. So there you have it, some Christmas bells in watercolour. If you like this, please check out my other videos and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you and Merry Christmas.